Nice kick. Dixon in trouble. He is out. It is done. SD Dumas.
This is Cedricus Dumas.
But like I just said, I'm not disrupting the peace. I'm just walking. And now she want to come to me about an investigation. If you did an investigation, right? What was your investigation? On a criminal? So you calling me a criminal?
And this is also Cedricus Dumas. What is up, my fellas? So today I wanted to cover a UFC fighter who's been making waves across the internet as of recently. His name is Cedricus Dumas, and he's a man with not only a UFC record, but a lengthy criminal record too. His ability to throw hands not only in the cage, but also out of it has caused him lots of trouble over the years. And so I'm here today to tell the full story of Cedricus the Reaper Dumas. Dumas was born in 1995, August 6. He resides around the Florida area and made the switch from football to mixed martial arts in 2014. Now at this time he was just starting out MMA, but he also had some side hobbies outside of the cage. Dumas was first arrested for shoplifting in 2014, which at first glance, it's no biggie, right? Everyone at some point in their life has walked by something in a store that they really wanted to get, but they knew they couldn't afford it. Now of course not everyone steals like a Neanderthal, but hey, we all have our wrongs. And after paying this fine, Dumas was back to being a free man. That was not for long, however, as in 2015, Dumas was arrested for a fun double whammy of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and trespassing on school property with a weapon/firearm. Okay, now we really can't give Dumas the benefit of the doubt because not many people bring a weapon to school. But hey man, it's America, you never know. After that run-in with the law, Dumas was once again arrested in 2016 for resisting arrest and obstruction without violence. Hey man, at least it was without violence. Maybe he learned his lesson. Dumas was then arrested later that year for domestic battery. Now there wasn't much footage online or videos on any of these matters, but apparently with this whole domestic battery thing in 2016, Dumas thought it would be a fun idea to lay hands on his girlfriend who he had a kid with. Hey, who knows man, maybe his baby mama wanted to be his sparring partner, you never know. Dumas would then pick up one last bonus charge in 2016 for loitering or prowling. As he headed into 2017, he started the year off strong by violating his probation by not following court mandates regarding the charges of domestic battery with his baby mama. Now, taking a break from all his fun criminal side quests, Dumas began picking up steam in the amateur MMA community as he made his amateur debut in 2018. Dumas won an impressive 8-1 in his amateur MMA career, with a solid amount of his wins coming by finish. Cedricus Dumas would then make his professional debut in 2020, where he would go to an undefeated 6-0 in promotions like Game Bread Fighting Championships, aka, and Icon FC. Here are some of his highlights during that time.
All of his success, and he said, I just have to stay patient. I just have to stay calm, not look for the knockout. It'll come.
Nice kick. Dixon in trouble. He is out. It is done. SD Dumas.
At this point, it was clear that Dumas was a genuine prospect in MMA. The man was quick, had power in his strikes, and was charismatic in the ring. Around this time is when the UFC, the biggest MMA promotion in the world, started laying their eyes on him. In 2022, right before the biggest fight of his life so far, in classic Dumas fashion, Dumas would pick up a quick one-and-done driving with a suspended license charge, just for fun. Now, as for the big fight that I'm talking about, Dumas was given an opportunity to fight on Dana White's Contender Series. For those who don't know about Dana White's Contender Series, it's a promotion from the UFC in which people try to get their UFC contracts by fighting on this show. Specifically, their goal is to impress one of the UFC's owners, Dana White, or who I like to call Dana Pink. Dumas's Dana White Contender Series' opponent is Matej Panaz, and here's how the fight went.
Going round like a stock trader. I keep it smooth when I lose like Pink Panther. These fingers got you on the edge like a cliffhanger. I'm out here engineering like Berkeley. I'm cooking up like a lab rat at MIT. I stay in New York like BMCC. I treat this like a science and I'm hot like Mercury. I'm moving like Amazon, Tommy O. Bezos. So much tech that I'ma need a...
Choking out his opponent in 47 seconds was definitely enough to get Dana Pink's attention, and Dumas quickly earned his UFC contract. At this point in time, it seemed like Dumas had made a conscious decision in his mind to stray away from a life of crime, wanting to focus on making a clean living in the UFC. He even got his own section on Channel 3 News, where he talked about overcoming his criminal past. I'm sure nothing bad will happen now. Putting his undefeated record on the line, Cedric Dumas would make his official UFC debut in 2023 against Josh Fremd. Here's how it went.
Facing a submission, and now he's got Dumas on his back. Back and forth they go. Fremd really trying for this guillotine. That's tight. But he doesn't have his hands locked. He has no leverage here. Nope, yep, not having. He's got to lock his hands and feed him the hips, though, Paul, if he wants to finish here. There it is. Josh Fremd, huge showing. With the tap out in round 2.
Definitely not the way Dumas intended to start off his UFC career, but then he was able to bounce back that same year with 2 more solid wins. As Dumas moved into 2024, he was scheduled to fight his toughest opponent yet, an experienced fighter in Zoltan Ruziboyev. Ruziboyev at the time was on a 9-fight win streak, and here's how the fight played out. With another devastating loss under his belt, it looked like Dumas was starting to fall back on his old habits. In February of 2024, Cedric Dumas was arrested for a misdemeanor domestic battery, in which he was allegedly banging on a woman's door aggressively during an argument. Motherfucker looked shocked as hell in the photo, like bro, we damn well know you did that shit. During some of this altercation, Dumas was actually able to stream some of it on Facebook. The video isn't of the best quality, but here are some highlights.
And now she want to come to me about an investigation. If you did an investigation, right? What was your investigation?
We were called out here.
Okay,
for
go.
Disturbance, and I'm conducting an investigation.
Disturbance, right? So wait. On a criminal? So you calling me a criminal? I'm just saying though, she's not gonna sit right here and lie to you and say, oh, it was another. And I'm gonna get ready and walk the fuck off. You right? What are you doing? What are you doing? No, what are you doing?
At the end of the video, it appears that Dumas was placed in handcuffs, like a moth to the flame. The charges regarding this incident would be dropped, however. I don't want to speculate why they would drop, but hopefully he's learned his lessons and he's changed for the better. Adding on to that, later in 2024, Dumas would bounce back with another solid win in the UFC. Dumas would then face Mikhail Olajaychuk in what was a make or break point in Dumas's career. If he lost this fight, he would likely get cut from the UFC, given that he's just been going on a win-loss streak. And if he won, maybe he wouldn't have to return back to his old ways. And so, with his career on the line, Cedric Dumas starts putting on an absolute masterclass of a striking performance onto Mikhail. He wobbles Mikhail with his signature head kick and follows up the head kick with the straightest 1-2 combination down the pipe you've ever seen. Shit was straighter than my friend named Angus, bro. And just like that, Mikhail is down and out on the ground. Dumas earns himself a fight of the night 50k bonus on top of his win and lives a luxurious life away from crime. Yeah, everything I just said in the last 30 seconds or so was some bullshit. I don't care what your knowledge of MMA is, but I think we can all agree this is not a good position to be in. My man sat down ready for some patty cake, bro. After losing in the first round to Mikhail, on April 28th, 2025, Dumas the dumbass had a brilliant idea. Cedric Dumas allegedly broke into his ex-girlfriend's house, assaulted her, and stole her shit. He then was caught hiding in a fucking dog crate when police arrived. You know, just the usual activities on a weekend out. When asked about the whole situation, this is what he had to say.
Can I ask you just one other thing about the arrest? Because it's like the biggest headline is this dog crate thing. You want to bring any clarity to that, or is that kind of what happened?
Oh, yeah, nigga, I was hiding in a dog crate. It was not about to get me, boy. I told nigga, look, I'm sorry. When they say the police was looking for you, nigga, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I really wonder why the police were looking for you. Dumas was then charged with this fun list of goodies, and with a bond set to $558,000, Dumas managed to add on to his already impressive criminal record with these. I don't even want to read out these charges, because there's honestly no point in repeating myself at this point, so you can just pause the video if you want to read them. As of today, Dumas is still awaiting his trial, and he must wear an ankle monitor at all times. Also, for whatever reason, he still remains signed to the UFC after his dog crate incident, and would you believe it, it's now summer of 2025, and UFC 317, what is said to be the biggest event of the year, is coming up. Undefeated former featherweight champion Ilia Topuria, who many are comparing to prime Conor McGregor, is taking on fan favorite and former lightweight champion Charles Oliveira for the lightweight championship at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. And guess who, for whatever reason, got an opportunity to be on the undercard for this monumental event? our favorite law-abiding citizen. Cedric Dumas is set to face Jackson McVeigh in the prelims of UFC 317. This is quite literally the last chance for Dumas to right his wrongs and show the world his skill set on the biggest possible stage in the UFC. Hell, a Fight of the Night bonus might even be able to pay off a third of his bond. So with the stars aligning one more time, Dumas prepares to start the biggest redemption story ever seen in the UFC. He has to pull out last minute because he couldn't take off his ankle monitor. Yeah, unfortunately karma caught up to our favorite YN, as his crimes literally messed him up. I think this Reddit thread perfectly sums up Dumas as a person. I trained with this guy a few years back. He is crazy talented, but surrounds himself with the worst kind of people. I don't see him ever getting right, honestly. He is blowing his talent. Dumas probably isn't the next coming of John Jones or McGregor, but he was always promising as a fighter. Hell, as of today, he is still signed to the UFC, so Dana's gotta see something in him. Dumas' next fight is set to be against Zachary Reese this September, and for real this time, this probably is his last fight in the UFC if he loses. I honestly don't know what Dana and the other matchmakers see in Dumas at this point. The guy's been a win-loss fighter who's been dragging the UFC's name into his own shit for the last couple years. Being a liability both in and out of the cage definitely isn't something ideal for the UFC, but for whatever reason they've still kept him around. Maybe it's the flashes of potential he shows when he's locked in, or maybe it's just that they're hoping he turns a corner before it's too late. But make no mistake, this fight against Reese is basically do or die. If Dumas doesn't show some serious growth, both as a fighter and a professional, this could be the end of the road for him. Make sure to be a law-abiding citizen so you don't end up like Dumas the dumbass. And remember, a ToxicLike video a day keeps all the bitches away. Peace!